kick the show off right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
let's get the topic straight, let's get things good, let's do everything that we should.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right.
Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Take back again with Project Open Mic. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing good. Yes, it's been a while, Project Open Mic. I hope you guys have missed me while I'm gone, but anyway, let's bring this beautiful mug on the screen. Hey, how you guys doing? Basically, it's good to be back. Had to take a little trip down to the islands and chill with my mom, helping with some stuff, and some other family members. So just been busy, and so I was out of the country, so I'm back here to give you updates and keep you guys informed and in tune. Of course, I did a show last week, which is with the full, almost the full crew of Side Chat, so go check that out. But it's good to get back in there. So again, remember, if you're on YouTube, click the notification bell, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, help us out in the algorithms, share the content. But also give a shout out to Twitch, shout outs to Tempo FM, shout outs to live.com, shout outs for Rumble, we're gonna be trying BitChute as well too, hopefully. Locals, Facebook. Yes, just thank y'all for giving me your time, your eyes and your ears to listen to what I gotta say. So, in that regard, like I said a while ago, I went down. Let's just show you a little bit right here. I went down to the islands and enjoyed. As you guys remember, this is basically me flying a drone in St. Thomas. This is on the east end side, and I was there with my girlfriend, so we enjoyed, giving her a little culture experience from, different. As she and me will do a little video about it, but to show that, she was in a country where it's dominated, since it's Black History Month, this was dominated by a lot of, black people as well as a dominant force. But yeah, this is basically the island of St. Thomas, the east end side, like I said. Seeing the beautiful beaches and water. Like we were over in this end right here, doing Linquist Beach to enjoy the waters. This right here is Sapphire Beach, and you can see the clearness of the water. You can see how it transitions from dark blue to that teal. This is basically coral reefs and seaweed beds that you're seeing. But yes, we enjoyed our trip down there and had fun. And as you can, like I said, just look at the beautiful water. That's what I am used to. Okay, I'm sorry. Of course, I'm based in North Carolina. Yes, you got the Outer Banks. Yes, you got Myrtle Beach. Yes, you got Virginia Beach, but not the same as that water right there. No, it is not. Not the same at all. Look at that. Just beautiful sandy beaches. Everybody's enjoying, of course, enjoying the waters. So yes, that's where I was. There's gonna be more videos. Like I said, me and her will do. You guys asked for a travel vlog in a way, so we're gonna do that per se. I want to just have a conversation with her on the mic with me, and then we're gonna do a video showing our travels around the islands. As you can see, the multiple islands that's around St. Thomas as well too. So it was a very joyous trip, and we took our time to enjoy the slow paced life as best as we can. Because to me, and my girl would tell you that she would tell you that Asa would tell you that yeah, it's not, it's a little bit slow. It's slow for her, but it's a little bit slow. It's not as slow for me because I was born. I was not born. I was raised. My second half of my life was there. So yes, enjoying the views and everything. So tonight, you guys know that I have something called the Black Curse. This is Black History Month. I don't care what month it is. I could talk about Black history no matter what because history is history. Last year I did a video. You could go back and check this about in Black History Month. Talk about like one of my favorite thinkers and favorite he was a mentor in a way, Thomas Sowell, who a lot of people don't know about. I talked about the origin and the truth about they call him Uncle Tom, who the real Uncle Tom is, which come to find out he was like the black version of Harriet Tubman. He led slaves from the south to the north, and he was basically get knighthood from the British because he was that type of that kind of person. So when people used to say, "Oh, Uncle Tom was as a insulting term," I mostly say thank you because he was a great man. We talk about also like I think Susan Swain, how the same thing as well for her, and also we talked about, of course, the first black I forgot her name right now, which is eluding me, which is sad because we get two names, but the first self-made millionaire woman, which was a black woman. That's what it was. So we talked about that in that video. But the curse is people fall into stuff, and I am going to be doing some videos, maybe some special partial mics. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to do some special stuff where we talk about where the black, like I said, and I have these old videos that shows this stuff and I'm gonna link them not now, but I'll link them when I do it, where it shows back in the 50s and the 60s before the segregation got torn and the Great Society and welfare got knocked into us, to see how black people was doing very well back in those days. Yes, it was rough. I'm not denying it. And yes, you contend with racism. No ifs, ands about that. But we had the best birth rate and best best in the wedlock birth rate in America. And then we just throw it down the tubes, which is bad. So, well, that's where the black curse really comes from and talk about. But in this situation here, this month, we're going to talk about present day bull crap from pieces of crap people. So let's just, I tell you, some people really just, it makes it weird. So let's start off with something else. Like I said, and remember, for people out there, because I was watching this video. There's a channel on YouTube called Jubilee, where they have middle grounds and they get people to talk about. So it's good. I'm not saying it's crazy to hear thoughts, but it's something good, whatever. And I'm telling you right now, I did a video about the 3-part video about this. We are failing our kids again, because to hear these teenagers and college students who are past 21, 23 years old, what they're saying, I was like, what in the world is going on? What is going on with these kids to say stuff? So, as that video basically hands me and said, I use all sources. You see me use all sources. I have a problem with CNN, but I still use CNN to prove my point of what I gotta say if they talk about that, and I give credit where credit's due. That's how I do. I don't just stick to a Fox or a MSNBC or what. I mix up I get my sources from different things, so I make sure I understand the topic as best as I can. I'm not perfect, and neither is you. I understand it. And again, a lot of reasons why you guys watch my show is because I know you guys have busy lifestyles, and you got kids, worry about stuff, food, all this stuff, job. I get it. I totally get it. So I understand that in that regard. So, but if you want to learn about things, again, thank you guys for joining us and doing things. Right now we have 6,136 people in the building. Thank you, and I hope it increase more and more. So I want to roll into something else. So let's go with this. So let's go with CNN, as they're now talking about Connecticut, New Jersey, Detroit, California, and others set to set my timelines for the end of school or statewide indoor mask mandates. So I want to play this for you because I think it's crazy. That's why we have the truckers up in Canada, and Trudeau, who is a
piece of loser.
That's what he is. Trying to make it the way he is. Like Justin Trudeau is a sackless, ballless wimp. Sorry, I'm gonna call it what it is. He has no spine and love to call out people. Oh, we call out this because of this and this and this, but you done just as much atrocity as well too. We don't culture appropriate, but they caught you twice now with blackface. And then when you went to India, you wear their gowns instead of wearing your business suit like you wear right now. He's a weird person. But the mask doesn't. But like I said, for the schools and stuff, let's just get back to school and whatever. Let's just do it. Let's get it over with. All right. I've said it from the beginning this pandemic happened, or should I say scandemic. From the beginning this thing happened, I said we need to live with the virus. It's too volatile. It's too in the air. We have to live with it. That's what I stated. That's what I'm gonna go with. But I want to share this from CNN because again, I think it's very important to the cause.
States and locales take matters into their own hands, that means that the federal government is becoming less and less relevant. If the CDC guidance that they're putting out is now not being followed by virtually anyone, that makes the CDC and our federal public health authorities have less credibility. And so I really believe that they need to be changing their guidance. Also, the science has changed. The CDC has already lost a lot of trust and credibility. This is their time to rebuild and remove restrictions as quickly as they were put in. The responsibility should shift from a government mandate imposed from the state or the local district of the school. Rather, it should shift to an individual responsibility by the family.
Kind of amazing.
Okay, you heard what she said, and I have to say this: I am amazed on that as well too. I'm happy that I'll let this because it rolls into something that's crazy as hell. But I wanna say she's correct. That's the whole point. And what you guys have heard me say this on there. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors, take care of your community. The federal government is supposed to what? Take care of the roads, provide security, which we've seen how most of these governments don't do that because of the cops, defund the police, all that stuff. Make sure we're not from wars and all this invaded and military and everything. That's what the federal should really be doing in that regard. Majority, as limited it is. I don't need a tentacles to be in every single thing. It's just not good. It's not. It sucks. It really does. So, with that said, I'm surprised that this lady did say that on CNN, and I'm happy. She's correct. With the Omicron variant, nobody's getting really hospitalized that much, sadly, and we already know how crazy. It's funny too because I did this on my show. I was listening to a radio show that I was listening to, and I don't know. Do I think I'll play the clip because it's relevant right now? If I have time, I'll play the clip. I'll play the clip. But they talked about something that I've said before. It's funny that's a syndicated radio show, and it's so funny to come to find out. They talk about. Remember, I talked about the death rate for each country, and they were surprised that China says only 4,000 people died from COVID. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I wasn't born. I know I was born at night, but not last night. It's just ridiculous. So they're catching up to a lot of stuff. It's funny how it takes a while for me to catch up to things that I myself, an Indian person, our one man show is talking about. But hey, I don't know what else to say than state that point. So with that stated, that regard, let's get into the topic I really want to talk about, and it really is the Black Curse. So let's get back into it. Go ahead, Marky boy, and explain this because I have this to show. Oh boy, oh boy.
Next, is Joe Biden going to hand out free crack pipes for Black History Month in the name of racial equity? Oh wait, what's this?
This administration is now going to spend $30 million from hardworking taxpayers on buying crack pipes for drug addicts. They think this is somehow helping them when it comes to racial equality. That's what they're literally saying.
This really is true, by the way. I didn't believe it either, but they are doing this. And their justification is that they're trying to encourage the druggies to smoke their crack and crystal meth instead of injecting it, because that way at least they won't get AIDS. What? What the fuck?
I like how they're trying to say, and this is that. A Biden administration denies program for drug addicts, including free crack fights. Editors note the article has been updated to provide additional context and update the response from the White House. Oh, really? That the Biden administration said yesterday that crack pipes are not included in a safe smoking kit available to nonprofits to reduce infectious drug addicts. According to the Washington Free Beacon, the spokesperson for the Department of Health Service said that it will supply smoking kits for the users to smoke illicit substance such as crystal meth and crack pipe. What the hell? You just MSNBC, seriously, you guys suck at this. I mean, you really suck at this thing, but whatever. Limited infection of drug users. The Biden administration created a $30 million grant program through the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration, blah, 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 for a nonprofit to buy, equip, supply, enhance harm reduction efforts. Example, which lists infectious diseases, test kits, condoms, syringes, and safe smoking kits and supplies. Why? Why? Why are we doing this? You don't think we could use the $30 million for something different? Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee, expressed grave concerns over the program in a letter Tuesday to Xavier Becerra, saying government-funded drug paraphernalia is a slap in the face to the communities and the first responders fighting against drug overflow in our county from a wide open southern border. That's true. And two, they tried this in Seattle and in California. It did not work giving them the syringes. Bad enough, this is giving them crack pipe, but you're giving them syringes so they could be clean. They use it, they toss it to the ground, and go get it. It makes more drug users, you idiots. I'm not frustrated. I'm playing it because I just that's why I said gum is a bad idea. I really do think it because they're supposed to only do limited stuff, but my God, is this stupid. This is totally dumb. In response, Becerra, the White House drug policy advisor Rahul Gupta, said in a statement, no federal funding will be used directly or throughout the substance reimbursement of guarantees to put pipes in safe smoking kits. Yeah, that's what you give it to a non-found. How stupid do you think we are? Well, they think we're stupid, and I always say people are stupid, individuals are smart. Holy smoke. Yes, it's a program. The money's going to somebody else, and then it goes to the people to do that. They ain't gonna do nothing on the streets. Oh my goodness. The program is a part of a harm reduction initiative to prevent the spread of infectious diseases in underdeserved communities impacted by substance abuse disorder, as outlined in the Biden executive order issued January 20, 2021, which instructed the federal government should pursue a comprehensive approach to advising equity for all, including people of color and those who've been historically undeserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by the present poverty and inequality. So giving them crack pipes is a good idea. Giving them syringes to do drugs is a good idea. Wow, I'm telling you, they tell you this stuff straight to y'all faces, black people, and they literally don't care about you. That's the best way to handle that. And they did it, and they announced this in Black History Month. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
You serious?
That is how crazy they think of you. Wow, this is ridiculous. The deadline for organization applies a grant was Monday, February 7th. The health spokeshold Lola told Fox News that the harm reduction grant offer by the substance and mental that blah 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 authorized by the American Rescue Plan is a grant program designed to help Americans who are struggling with substance abuse to stay healthy and safe and prevent overdose, death, and find pathways into evidence-based. What jargon is that?
Nani?
That makes no what? Selling and distributing drug paraphernalia is against federal law. So the government's gonna give out the things to do it? Like, do they not understand how? Oh my God! Unless authorized by the government, selling and distributing drug paraphernalia is against the federal law unless authorized by the government. Oh, that is so rich. Okay, you can't help but laugh at the stupidity of this thing. Oh, you can't sell drugs, but the government can sell drugs. And we're going to send it to the people who says, oh, we want to help them, but we're going to give you drugs, so we're going to give you the paraphernalia so you don't get better. You be a crackhead. Oh, my goodness. I like how they say this so bold, which is so true. The funding for the program comes from the Democrats' American Rescue Plan. That's a rescue plan? If that's a rescue plan, I'm out. I don't want it. If that's the rescue plan, it's crappy. Okay? It is literally crappy. Holy smokes. And again, the program don't care about this because the program's getting the money because what are they gonna do? They're doing it to
Taxes! Beautiful, lovely taxes!
Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
That's what the government's doing. Wow. You can't make this stuff up. You just cannot. Oh my goodness. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Gotta love it. Got to love what they're doing, the government's doing. That is ridiculous. You can't sell drugs, but we can sell drugs. Oh my god. Too funny. Too funny. Holy smoke baskets. Okay. All right. Well, let's continue with this cacophony of nonsense. So, let's get this straight with this. Another part of America. Last year, Black Lives Matter came out and did horrible stuff and whatever. And again, I ain't got a problem against the statement, but I have a problem against the organization because the organization is not helping black people. Sorry, but they're not. They're not doing it. So let's not pretend this nonsense. Okay? It's not doing that. So let's go into last year. The Patrice Khan Colors bought a house in Texas, with the airport with its own runway in Atlanta. Then bought a house in California. Then bought another house which is worth $3 million, and put up a fence to keep away not white people, keep away you black people. Shoo, go away. Help, as Trooper said, I might get it wrong. Help, these peasants I can't stop these peasants from coming around me or something. I know Trip does it better. I forgot what it is. Stay away from me, you peasants. So let's look into the other scheme, shall we? This is from BET. I've got other sources I can look through, but I'm trying to show you that I use other sources than just CNN or Fox. I use multiple sources. This is why I stated that. And I wish a lot of people do. Black Lives Matter founders send millions of dollars to Canada charity to buy a Toronto mansion. The news comes after the organization has already faced scrutiny over finances in the past. You think? That's the whole point. Canadian active scrutinized the Black Lives Matter global funding initiative after a recent acquisition of a Toronto mansion that is worth over, wait for it, $6 million. The Canadian black activist Sarah Jamer, or Sarah Sadi, released a statement through Twitter regarding the matters, stating that Black Lives Matter Canada to take money from the Black Lives Global Initiative Foundation to for a building without consulting the communities was unethical. You think? Here's a statement from after over a year of struggling with the Black Lives Matter to improve the initial process, we left the group when, like many other people, found out about the Black Lives Canada $8 million purchase of the. You guys, we gotta stop being useful idiots. Seriously. We gotta stop being useful idiots. That's what they use us for. The purchase was made in a Toronto-based nonprofit operation by Jenia Chan, wife of Black Lives Matter Foundation co-founder Patrice Khan Colors. Black Lives Canada has responded and said that the property has been named the Wild Seed Center for Art and Activism to serve as an space for the different types of artists based in Toronto. What the hell I gotta do with saving Black lives? I don't know. They don't care. Last year, Khan resigned from the group right after the news broke that broke of alleged allegations that she had used the funds. Oh, she has used the funds from the organization to purchase $3 million on homes in California and Georgia, which she has denied. Oh, your name's on the deed, my dear. I've seen it. You don't deny nothing. Just own up to it. News creates more concern and cites who has been vocal of the U.S. organization lack of transparency regarding their financial records. For example, the organization revealed last year that it received $90 million in funding in 2020, mostly from corporations and big donors, and the wake of people killing of George Floyd. They use that. That's the whole point. They use black people so they're going to get, right on. They use you to get their money. They played it. It was a Ponzi scheme. I don't know why people. No, we need to make a shirt. Black Lives Matter, except for the corporation, except for the community organization, whatever, something, except for the. I stand with Black Lives Matter, except for the community, the Global Founding Initiative, because they use you guys. They use you guys to give money and all that stuff. So when I see people say have that yellow tag on the screen, whatever, I think you're full of crap. I think you're losers, and it makes me not think that you're genuine, because the founders are doing horrible stuff. Oh yeah, we're doing this for a artist. What does that got to do? What an art center got to do with saving black lives? Please tell me. Why don't you take that money and kid it in the neighborhoods and help kids, give them food, clean up the streets, all that. No, we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna buy houses to set up an art gallery so artists could come and people could see their art. And I don't even believe that for 1 second. I know for sure they're gonna use that. That's the wife of that. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. This is how they use you guys as simple pawns. Simple pawns they use you as. That's how they do it. Ain't that messed up? But hey, that's how it goes. It's ridiculous. So I want to, again, I'm gonna just jump from that because it just needs to be jumped from, because it is that crazy. It is that crazy. So right now, you guys, and keep on going for this, around the state, inflation has gone up 8%. Rent has gone up 40%. Used car sales 37%. You can't buy basically the Biden administration. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call it as it is. The gains we made from 2016 to 2019 gone. For the first time, unemployment was a different way. And let's not use the unemployment number. The unemployment numbers, and I'll give it to you in the last administration. The way they do unemployment number is an antiquated and stupid way to count the numbers. Oh, unemployment is low. No. You need to look at the U6 numbers, job participation. We went from a 40-year low under the Obama administration to a 60-year high participation rate, which means that covers all people country people participating in the job. Now to a 60-year low under Joe Biden. I'm sorry, he's the worst president I ever had in my lifetime. No ifs, ands about it. As I just said, they're just giving out, they spend $30 million to give black people crack pipe and syringes. And again, it doesn't work. Go look at California. They did the exact same thing with Seattle. And what does it do? It causes more drug use and people get hooked on it. And it doesn't help nothing. It doesn't help nothing. It's not, you want affordable housing and all the lies. I've already did a video about that as well too. So you have the inflation, all this stuff, right? And we'll talk about the gases and all the stuff. But it's ridiculous that these things, the prices that's messed up. It is. The price is that messed up. Like I said, every metric is gone up in prices. Is crazy, and they're going down. And the part I came when the administration and the news media that's what I said, they love to spin this thing, which is messed up. They're like, oh, well, the unemployment is very low. How? Yeah, it's low because this is why I said the unemployment number is antiquated. If you don't look for a job and you give up, you're still unemployed, but they don't count you. It's people who are literally putting in applications, to get the wealth to get unemployment. That's how they do it. Which is a stupid thing. One. And two, since August, they call it the great resignation. From August, we've been losing 4 million people have been quitting their jobs. How the hell you could say the unemployment is low when people are quitting their jobs? It don't make no sense up to now. The jobs has been down. Ridiculous. But hey, I wanna let this use my friend, of course, John Stossel, because I ain't gonna say friend, but I like to, let's look at this. Average prices of increases over the past 12 months. Who was in charge? And one orange man was in charge. And one orange man at all that was in charge. So we can't blame orange man for that one. Pound of beef, 60 cents up. Gallons of milk, 60 cents, 28 cents. Dozen eggs, 41 cents. I could tell you that gallons got up $1.23. This was like a past thing. It's gone. The reason I'm saying it because I used to buy eggs. I used to buy 36 eggs from Wegmans for $1.25. Now it's almost going for $3 at $2.79 or whatever, close to $2.90. I think it's $2.79 I bought. I ain't got my receipt too that I just bought just a while ago. Now I can absorb that. I'm not saying that, but all that comes together hits the lower class bad. But they're not gonna talk about that stuff. So let's go, John.
Costs are going up everywhere, from the grocery store to the gas station.
Up 7% this year. The worst inflation in 40 years. Mm-hmm. Americans are upset about it.
Inflation has eclipsed the coronavirus as their number one concern.
Used to buy bacon for $2.40 a pound. It spiked up to $6.
As inflation rose, government experts told us, don't worry, it's transitory.
I don't anticipate that inflation is going to be a problem.
In the end, it will be transitory.
Now they say,
I'm ready to retire the word transitory.
Oh, yeah, because you found out that the things that you did doesn't mean a damn thing. And why are you using that horrible background, lady? Oh, good grief.
So what went wrong? Some politicians blame greedy corporations.
This is about price.
Oh my God. Hey, Pocahontas, stop. But I'll let her play because it's crazy.
Gouging.
Corporate greed. Corporate greed.
Greed is constant.
Economist David Henderson studies inflation.
If it's greed, how do we explain when prices fall? Do oil companies just suddenly decide, I'm going to be less greedy?
That's why the price gouging claim is silly. Prices change because of supply and demand. Inflation results
from too much money chasing too few goods. So if government's spending more money, that's more money chasing too few goods.
The motion is adopted.
Government is spending more money.
$1.9 trillion COVID relief bill.
But because government has no money of its own, extra spending means politicians must borrow more, tax more, or create money out of thin air by printing it.
If a counterfeiter prints money and spends it, everyone understands what's wrong with that. Well, the Federal Reserve essentially is doing the same thing.
In the last few years, the Fed has printed more money than ever in history.
Yep. 25% of all the money that ever printed in America was the last 2 years. 25% of all the money the last 2 years. That's how crazy this is. That jump is, look at that jump from that to 20. And those are billions. It's ridiculous.
That makes the money we have less valuable.
Exactly.
So not only do I need more of these to buy something, but also people who save money lose what they've saved.
Yep.
At today's inflation rate, $10,000 in a savings account will, in just 20 years, be worth only $2,300.
What? What the fuck?
Yep. That's how it's going to be. That's just, it's sad. It's sad. Now, would inflation go that far? I hope not in 10 years, like you said. I hope not. Please, God, no.
If you were counting on that money for retirement, you're screwed. And yet today's politicians on both sides want to spend more.
Exactly, and I blame both sides in this room. I go hard at the Dems because the Dems have done a lot more evils, in my opinion. But the Republicans have done some horrible stuff too because of spending. George Bush's spending was horrible. It was a joke.
$738 billion in defense funding. If we pass the other two things I'm trying to get done, we will in fact reduce inflation.
And that's, you saw I took when we talked about that specific specific video there, when I was like, are you crazy, old man? Don't you understand that creates inflation? He was talking about we passed the bill to spend more money. No, we need to spend less money, government. Less. Oh my goodness. It's just ridiculous in my thing.
Reduce inflation. Reduce inflation.
Biden's wrong. There's no economic theory that says when the government spends a huge amount more money, prices fall.
But people are worried, and many want government to do something.
If that leads us to price controls, it will be horrible.
Price controls have been tried before.
A freeze on all prices.
And there you go. And that's a Republican right there, Nixon. That's a Republican. Like I said, both parties have done this nonsense.
Seems like a simple solution.
No.
It's just intuitive to people. Yeah, inflation? Okay. Pass a law. Put a lid on prices.
It is intuitive, and that's where people's intuition goes wrong.
Exactly.
Because prices are not just money. They're information.
Prices are signals. People see prices as these artificial things. We economists see prices as things that guide people both as buyers and producers. And if you mess that up, you've really messed up the economy.
Yep.
Price changes tell buyers what to avoid and sellers what to produce.
Exactly.
When the price of face masks rose 2 years ago, that inspired producers to make more. When fewer people flew, it led to a cheap price bonanza. Flexible pricing gets suppliers to produce what people really need.
You think we have shortages now? Wait till we get price controls.
When President Nixon imposed them,
that's what caused those lineups for gasoline, which really...
This is where that didn't really cause that. That was a reaction to it. What really happened was the Arab country, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on, they wanted to put a squeeze on Americans, so they stopped giving gas to America, which again makes me think, I'll say, it makes me think, why the hell we got rid of producing our own oil on our own land? Biden,
He's a loser.
Really were destructive.
It's ridiculous waiting online here.
We waited in line for hours.
Did you get gas today? Where'd you find it? Where do I go? Price controls are like saying it's really cold. I'm going to solve that by breaking the thermometer.
This says it's freezing. I don't like being cold, so I'll fix it.
But it's actually worse than that, because breaking the thermometer at least doesn't make the temperature get colder, whereas price controls cause actual shortages.
Like empty supermarket shelves. People in Venezuela experienced that, and the price controls didn't stop inflation.
Nope.
In fact, it got much worse.
Which also in the description in Facebook, Tempo FM, YouTube, and Rumble. In the description, I showed this video in the part 2 of 2002. You go past video. I think the last episode I did. If you want to go back and check that on, if you ever go to those channels, I talked about Zimbabwe and how they try to do the price control and inflation. They just to get bread, it was $9 million. It made the money worth nothing.
The oil-rich country's inflation rate at 270%.
700% this year.
400,000%.
In Zimbabwe.
President Robert Mugabe decided to change his country's economic policy.
He simply printed more money.
Oh, what did we just see? We printed more money.
35 quadrillion Zim dollars. That's what $1 US will cost you in Zimbabwe.
At the end, they were printing $100 trillion bills.
That's worth nothing.
Of course, nothing like this has happened here yet, and it most probably won't.
It won't.
But with politicians from both parties always wanting to spend more, it could happen here.
Yeah, it is. It can't happen here. And that's the part that kind of irks me in that regard of what the heck. We don't teach kids about economy. I think that should be, I'm literally thinking, if you're going to do colleges, I mean, not colleges, we're doing high school, economy 101. Okay, look, let's put back in phys ed. Get kids moving again. Oh, stop with that. Let's get kids moving so they don't get fat. Let's also put back in home ec. Oh, it's just misogyny or whatever, because it's beneficial to anybody. Because I was in home ec, I benefited from it too as a guy. So let's stop this so we could get these people to cook their own dang food. It's so weird that we got kids now, like, they don't want to go to the grocery stores because they're like, oh, I got the time, whatever. But they will pay extra money to get like like Freshies or DoorDash or these companies to send food to them so they could cook that. Like, it's not that easy. Let's go to the grocery store and pick up stuff and create good meals. Why can't we do that? And of course, let's put economy 101, because not everybody who graduates is going to go to college, and I can't recommend college as much as anything unless you're going to do a certain type of job. Yeah, but if you're going to do some social liberal arts thing, don't waste your money. Don't go into debt for that crap, please. Seriously. I'm trying to save you, kids. That's all, because I don't want you to go to college and then 30, 40 years later you got crazy college student loan debts of $100,000. I already did a video about that, about this woman who took out $70 million, had a scholarship, took out $70,000, and instead of cutting her loss, she said if she had to do it over again, she would go for higher school, which is like, are you stupid? I can't even play the clip, because I ain't got it on my soundboard, but it's just crazy. And I don't want my kids. You guys want to be. You guys don't want to be there, because if we give you all that debt, you're not gonna have money to spend on anything. Your future is gonna suck. So let's not talk about. Let's really get down, and these stuff should be back into schools, literally. So you heard about inflation. This is something that affects all of us here now. You're gonna see it. Now I can talk about. I wanted the electric cars. I've done about it, but I'll do it again. The electric cars thing. No, you guys ain't gonna. Like I said, it's nobody. And that's the reason why I like Thomas Sowell as I use Thomas Sowell as a he is a mentor to me, because he is correct. Majority of things on this planet is not a solution to it. It's a trade-off. So what is the trade-off to get what you want? as me and the guys talked about last week on Side Chat, I'm not against electric cars, but we're not getting rid of gasoline and oil. Why don't we just do gasoline, oil, sorry, gas, electricity, biofuel? Let's do a combination to help out whatever, because electric does not stop putting noxious gas in the air, the CO2s. It doesn't do it. Does it cause not polluted? You're correct, but it's gonna create its own problem when the battery gotta be reused, when you gotta find some way to burn more coal or whatever to get more energy. It's just we're not at that point yet. We're just not. But remember, all these people these people in New York, again, how the electric car will help those people in New York. If you're living in New York and you don't have a garage or whatever, again, we're gonna throw a cord out the window to park when you have your cars. Like it does not make sense. Okay, that's the best way I could say it. It does not. Now let's get into something that affects it, because people are like, oh, this doesn't hurt nobody. Really? If gas prices goes up, it goes up for a lot of things. It helps again with your food going up because you got to ship the food, whatever. Plane tickets go up. You will get this tax that you got a tax, basically a hidden tax that's right there. And this administration ain't doing jack squat about it. Seriously. So let's talk about the gas prices, shall we? And the thing about it, Biden did not hire the bestest and brightest people. He hired people because they're LGBTQ or they're a woman or whatever. They're not the best and brightest in that spot, or they're black, whatever. The guy for again, I've said again, the black guy who was in charge of the Secretary of State, like, he's horrible. Obama gave him I think it was like $5 billion to help the Afghanis, and only 5 people was good enough to do anything. So that's a wasteful money. Lee has a lot of hands in a lot of things. Nancy Pelosi's a rich person, even though she said we got to stop tax the rich, just like Joe Biden. Oh, we got to tax the rich, pay their fair share. But he himself avoid paying his fair share when he did the loophole last year to so you don't pay $13 million. Come on, man. I use his phrase. I have to use his phrase. Come on, man. But let's go.
A presidential town hall where an audience member asked Biden about inflation.
With rising gas prices and utility prices and grocery prices, we're feeling our discretionary income get squeezed and reduced. What plans does the administration have to help ease this kind of current crunch we're feeling?
A good question. Let's see what a 79-year-old president going to say. Hint, it ain't smart.
Well, there's a number of things that have already been done. And it's hard, and people don't think about it. The American Rescue Plan has provided for an awful lot. The $1.9 billion we passed right after I got elected.
So
that ain't the jack squat. That itself created more inflation. 81 million people voted for this guy. Really? Oh boy, that's a lie.
The question was, what are you going to do about high gas, energy, and grocery prices? And Biden was like, we passed a plan back in March.
Which also added, like I just said, added to the inflation now.
So what you got is that $1,400 check in the mail. You got a lot of things that help ameliorate some of the concerns and costs, because we knew what we were coming into.
$1,400 did what, sir? It didn't. Well, again, it created more inflation, like I just stated. That's one. And two, that $40 million is not good. Like I said, if you just saw from the other video I just played, rent went up 40%. So one-time check did that?
Biden addressed this woman's concern about inflation happening right now by saying, remember the $1,400 stimulus check that we sent you 7 months ago?
Exactly.
Come on, man. And let's talk about those infamous stimulus checks for a second. Remember when Biden and his fellow Democrat liars promised to send out $2,000 checks?
Yep, I remember this. And I talked about that too. And I said, stupid people are gonna fall for this dumb thing in Georgia, and they did.
If Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff were elected to the Senate,
their election will put an end to the block in Washington on that $2,000 stimulus check.
They will make decisions about whether we give people a $2,000 check when they have been out of work for months.
And $2,000, even out for a month, $2,000 gonna help that? I remember from the get-go was against this thing because I know what the pork that was in it. Even when Trump passed it, the first one, I was against that because he wanted to just give money in that regard. But then I already did a video with Nancy Pelosi wanted to put all the crap inside of it just to pass that nonsense.
Pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week.
$2,000 stimulus check.
But then, after the election, that $2,000 check suddenly became a $1,400 check.
The American Rescue Plan is going to keep the commitment of $2,000. $600 has already gone out.
You didn't pass that. That was Trump. That was on the Trump, really. It really wasn't Trump. It's on the Trump because they wanted to give that money, but then Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats blocked it from giving that much money. But don't forget, in that they gave money to, museums and stuff in DC. Just love how they play this game.
$1,400 checks to people who need it. They're going to be $1,400, period. That's what the American people were promised.
Bullshit. So back to this lady's
Exactly.
question, which was, what are you going to do about these high prices going forward? Here's more of Biden's response.
But in terms of being able to have what my dad used to say, a little breathing room. Just a little, my dad busted his neck. He didn't have a good paying job.
He busted his neck?
What?
Never heard that term. Whatever. I thought it was busting your ass, but whatever.
My dad was a well-read, high school educated guy.
Oh my God, this guy cannot shut up about his damn family.
But my dad was one of those guys that worked like hell, come home for dinner, and then he'd go back and finish up work and close the shop. And the whole point of it was that all we want to give, all he'd talk about is, Joey, all I need is just a little breathing room, a little space.
So Biden's response to this woman's concerns was, 70 years ago, my dad had problems too. The most empathetic president ever. Anyway, Anderson Cooper was somehow able to steer things back on track, and Biden started talking about why gas prices are high.
Do you think do you have a timeline for gas prices and when do you think they may start coming down?
My guess is you'll start to see gas prices come down as we get by and going into the into next year in 2022.
What the fuck?
Now, is that because that? My thing is this. Gas prices will come down in the winter in 2022 because they're going to go up in the summer as it is right now. Right now in my neighborhood, like I said, gas is $3.30. I don't pay that. I go to Sam's and get a little bit cheaper, but it's still, Sam's is still expensive. I paid $3.15 a gallon just to fill up my car just now. This is February. What do you think gonna happen in summer? Holy crap, baskets! You guys better be ready for that. Save up your money. because it's gonna be it's gonna be a rough ride, and then it's gonna come back down in the winter like it always does. That's what it does. So he's been disingenuous in that situation. But whatever.
Words, he had no answers and didn't have a plan.
Of course
I know you're shocked.
I'm
so
not
around
shocked.
the time of the CNN town hall, the national average price of gasoline was at $3.32 a gallon. 3 weeks later, on November 8th, it hit a 7-year high of $3.41.
7-year high.
So 2 weeks later, on November 23rd, with gas prices the highest in years, Biden was forced to address it.
You know, today, though, I want to address another challenge that families are facing, and the one I think they're most focused on right now: high gas prices. Of course, it's always painful when gas prices spike.
81 million votes, guys.
Today, the price of gas in America on average is $3.40 a gallon. In California, it's much higher. The impact is real, but the fact is we faced even worse spikes before, just in the last decade.
Now, even though gas prices are higher than they've been in years, and people are worrying about what's happening right now, Biden's saying, yeah, sure, gas prices are high, but they were high in the past too. So helpful.
We saw it in 2012 when the price of gasoline hit $3.90. We saw it in 2014 when it hit $3.69.
Who was running? Who was the president and who? Oh yeah, you were the vice president and Obama was the president. I remember those days.
And as recently as 2019, we saw it surpass $3 in many places.
Yeah, it wasn't the average. There was many places like California, but it wasn't the average. So that's a nice little wordplay, a little sneaking that in there. But that don't make sense to me. Places, but you see the average before. I like how the word salad is, because again, you reading out. Again, he's reading it off of the teleprompter, so they know what it is. Which is, come on, man, come on. In many places it was that, but it wasn't the average, and it was lower in a long time. But let's continue.
Okay, let's rewind and fact check each part of that statement.
Okay.
We saw it in 2012 when the price of gasoline hit $3.90.
According to Federal Reserve economic data, on April 2nd, 2012, the national average price of gasoline hit a high of $3.94 a gallon. He was 4 cents off, so we'll give him a pass.
We saw it in 2014 when it hit $3.69.
On April 28th, 2014, the national average price hit a high for the year at $3.71 a gallon. So again, Biden's only a couple cents off. This is totally acceptable.
And as recently as 2019, we saw it surpass $3 in many places.
On May 6th, 2019, the national average price of gasoline hit a high for the year at $2.89 a gallon. But you see what he did there, right? He said it surpassed $3 in many places.
Yep.
In other words,
I caught it.
He's not referring to the national average anymore.
No.
And it was worded that way specifically to mislead people into thinking that gas prices were high during the Trump administration.
Of course.
Ugh, he is so slimy.
This is a...
Yep, he is so slimy. And that's the problem for me as well, too.
Biden pointed out that gas prices in other countries are even higher than they are here in the United States.
The price of gasoline has reached record levels recently in Europe and in Asia. In France, at the end of last month, it reached about $7 per gallon.
And that's because of what? Oh yeah, the government in France added more taxes. That's why you had the yellow vest riots in France, because they were saying we're going to raise the gas high so you guys could get electric cars and don't and all that stuff. Like, yeah, again, Macron is an idiot in France, but again, y'all voted for him, so what the hell, whatever. That's what it was. So you can't, let's not use that. And again, most of the gas prices around the world, mostly is hit with taxes, crazy taxes, than mostly what the cost of the damn product is itself.
In Japan, it's about $5.50 per gallon, the highest it's been in years.
Who cares? Americans are concerned about gas prices here, in America. So instead of Biden admitting that his garbage energy policy is a factor, he decided to point fingers at everyone else.
Of course.
A big part of the reason Americans are facing high gas prices is because oil-producing countries and large companies have not ramped up the supply of oil quickly enough to meet the demand.
That is utter bull crap. Because if I remember, I remember this guy who looks like you, who said by 2030, we're gonna get rid of oil. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but you said that we're gonna get rid of oil and we're gonna have electric cars, electric planes, all of this fancy stuff. At that time, before you got in the office, we were producing our own gas and we were net positive. In other words, we were producing our own oil and we didn't care we basically tell Saudi Arabia to go pound sand. But because that's not what you wanted, day one, you signed that off. And look, and then in May of last year, you were crawling and begging to the same Saudi Arabia people to say, give us more gas. And what did they say to you? They held up their fingers and said, go F yourself. Who is that that moronic person? Oh, wait, I forgot. That moronic person became the president of the United States. I know I saw that face somewhere.
So he's blaming other countries for not giving us oil fast enough. Of course, he could try and encourage oil production right here in the United States, but that would go against his climate policy. Here's Biden's Energy Secretary, Jennifer Granholm.
Oh, this idiot. Oh my goodness. If he's going to play the clip, I'm thinking he's going to play it. It's just this idiot.
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
This is why you don't hire people because of what they look like. Please hire them because of hire the smartest and brightest people to help you. Most of Biden, again, I've said it, most of Biden's administration is people who are hired just because they're a woman, because they're gay, because they're black, because they're Hispanic. They're not the brightest, the top of the game. They're not. This woman is a moron because, first of all, the guy asked her, when I played a full clip a couple of shows ago, he asked her that question, a simple question: what is her plan to get to do more production in the country? Let me wind it back a little. Let you get the question because she never answered the question. Of course she didn't, politicians. It's a simple question. Listen to the question.
Granholm.
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
To increase oil production in America. That's the question. And she laughed and said she wished I had the magic wand, whatever she said, blah, 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 blah. And they said, well, I can't force cartels to give OPEC being cartels, which is, why are you calling the people who give us oil bad names in the first place on national TV, you idiot? And also, all you had to do was open back up the Keystone Lifeline and also the drilling and fracking on our lands. So let me get this straight. I love how these people love to go to other countries and let them destroy their lands, but they don't want to take the initiative to make cleaner energy, whatever, to do that. And most of that stuff is cleaner energy. It's not 100% clean, I admit to that, but it is cleaner than what they used before.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
No, it's pathetic.
It is.
During the Trump administration, the United States became a net total energy exporter.
Exactly.
Thanks to Joe Biden, we're now relying on geopolitical adversaries for the bulk of our energy supply, putting our national security at risk, all in the name of clean energy.
I also want to briefly address one myth about inflated gas prices.
Oh, really? Inflated gas prices, a myth. Okay, let me listen to this.
They're not due to environmental measures. My effort to combat climate change is not raising the price of gas.
NANI? Are you out your flipping mind, old man? You stopped the gas pipeline. You stopped getting gas on our own country where we were positive. And if you think about it, it's much easier if we do it on our thing where we could do more cleaner gas than in the other countries where they do their oil rigging the way it is. It's much cleaner, more effective.
We're increasing its availability.
Thank
what
you.
it's doing, it's increasing the availability of jobs.
How? You just stopped jobs by doing the exact opposite of what you just said, sir. You stopped the Keystone Pipeline where there have been thousands of jobs. You stopped people drilling on the federal lands to get oil and natural gas. That stopped thousands, not even thousands, that stopped millions of, oh my goodness. Why? Why?
Right, so let's take Biden's word for it. High gas prices are totally not his fault, but he does have an idea who the real culprit is.
I've asked the Federal Trade Commission to consider whether potentially illegal and anti-competitive behavior in the oil and gas industry is causing higher prices for consumers.
Okay, you tried that back in 2012. You found nothing. You tried that in 2014. You found nothing. So let me see. What? Hey, John, what is gonna find out this time? Nothing? Correct, sir.
So we can assure the American people are paying a fair price for their gasoline.
I hate when you said fair.
Spoiler alert, the FTC isn't going to find any proof of illegality. Not a shred of evidence.
Of course.
But Biden needs to shift the blame from his failed energy policies onto everybody else. Yep. Because that's what Democrats do. So going back to
Republicans
the CNN town hall for a minute, Biden said that there was something that he could do to lower gas prices, but he seemed reluctant to do it.
I could go in the petroleum reserve and take out and probably reduce the price of gas maybe 18 cents or so a gallon. It's still going to be above $3.
Are you people, wait, I heard claps. Are y'all stupid? Do you not know what the oil reserve's for?
Biden is talking about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, or SPR, which is essentially an emergency stockpile of crude oil. In the past, the federal government has sold oil taken from the SPR to fund the deficit. However, it's never been used as a political ploy to gain favor with voters.
Exactly.
Well,
until now.
November, that is.
Yeah.
So today I'm announcing that the largest ever release from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help provide the supply we need as we recover from this pandemic.
Except that supply is a total of 50 million barrels. And while that sounds like a lot,
that's a drop in the bucket, since the U.S. uses about 18 million barrels a day. That was news to the Energy Secretary.
How many barrels of oil does the U.S. consume per day? I don't have that number in front.
That's why I said she is a joke. Because you would think, oh, you're talking about this. That should be right there to be on your list, you crazy lady. But no, that was not there. Huh. Surprise to her, huh?
So in other words, Biden and his clueless team removed 50 million barrels from the emergency supply in the middle of a non-emergency and didn't even know that it was only worth 2.5 days of supply.
The bottom line, today we're launching a major effort to moderate the price of oil, an effort that will span the globe in its reach and ultimately reach your corner gas station, God will.
What? Hold on. Let me rewind back down a little bit and see here. What? What you said again?
Reach and ultimately reach your to moderate the
2.5 days of supply.
I gotta hear this.
The bottom line. Today we're launching a major effort to moderate the price of oil, an effort that will span the globe in its reach and ultimately reach your corner gas station.
Okay, so what are you going to do? Talk to Russia? Talk to Saudi Arabia? Talk to Iran, Venezuela? Because those are the big, well, Venezuela not that much, but the oil producing stuff. Are you going to talk to those countries to give more oil? So we're going to come to the gap. Huh? Again, I don't understand what he's saying. I mean, saying it don't make no sense.
So the question is, did it? Did it lower gas prices at your corner gas station?
The hell it did not.
Well, the answer will not surprise you.
It did not.
So the day after,
because I played that video. I showed you a video with Don Lemon saying, well, who's singing that song or whatever about gas prices and stuff. It came down 7 cents, 5 cents. I was like, oh, whoopee. Gas prices is gone, and that makes things like what that didn't make nothing better. It was just
well, the answer will not surprise you. So the day after Joe Biden made his announcement to use the SPR as a political tool, the national average of a gallon of gas, according to AAA, was just under $3.40.
The question everyone wants to know tonight, how soon will President Biden's announcement late today affect prices at the pump?
Well, David, it will take 13 days for that oil to be released from the emergency reserve. But economists say the markets are already feeling the effect of the president's decision. So Americans can expect to see those prices come down at the pump in a matter of days.
And 13 days later, the national average cost of a gallon of gas dropped nearly 5 cents to $3.35.
Oh, no.
And apparently, it was time to celebrate.
A big economic relief for millions of Americans who have been dealing with soaring energy prices. Cost at the pump finally easing up, with the national average for a gallon of regular falling to $3.35, the lowest since October. Just look at that.
Oh. Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Meanwhile, the Energy Information Administration forecast that retail gasoline prices would average $3.13 a gallon in December before falling to $3.01 in January. Unfortunately,
which that didn't happen because gas is back up. But again, what I'm saying,
neither of those things happened.
Exactly.
Retail gasoline prices averaged $3.31 for both December and January. And by February 4th, 2022, prices rose to $3.42, which was now the highest of Biden's presidency. And also the highest in over 7 years.
Of course it is, because it does not. And remember, let's go 7 years back. Oh, wait a minute. That was under, again, Obama and Biden's administration.
Look, average people are getting clobbered by the cost of everything today.
Yeah, that's you caused, you silly old coot.
Gas prices at the pump are up.
Yeah.
We're working to bring them down, but they're up.
Oh, good. They're still working on it. We can rest easy, guys.
Well, we just saw it. We saw that failure at hand.
Well, let me tell you what we are doing. Of course, we tap the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Sometimes that takes some time to be digested into the system.
What the fuck? Hey, lady, you did that back in November. So what the heck that gotta do now? This is basically February. What the heck?
It's been 2.5 months, Red. How much more time do you need?
Exactly.
We've also worked with a number of countries around the world to do something similar. We've been engaged with OPEC nation countries about the need for the supply available to meet the demand.
And they told you to go pound sand. Literally, that's what they told you to do. Which again, when it was under the other administration, we had enough gas to worry about stuff that we told them to go pound sand.
And yet, despite these moves, gas prices are at record highs. So great job, guys. Now, there is a solution to all this, and Ed Lawrence from Fox Business pointed it out.
What about encouraging the investment in drilling in other places in the U.S.?
Exactly. Which that's what we were doing before.
Again, I think the president's view is that we are, it is a huge advantage to us to be a leader in the clean energy transition. And over the course of years and decades, we've become a clean energy superpower because ultimately that's not just where the jobs are, it's where the strategic advantage will lie in 10, 20, 30 years.
So what Orange Woman Bad is saying is that it's totally okay to encourage foreign countries to produce oil,
exactly
but
what I
having it
said.
produced here in the United States would be bad because we're a clean energy superpower or something. And we have to set a good example.
No, we're not. And again, it will be better because again, we shutting down nuclear power and everything else to get energy. So we're not that, as he said. But if we do it and we could do better and do technology to invest and do that, I have no problem with that. But again, Jen Psaki's a horrible person. I already said that already. She's a horrible person.
That is classic, not in my backyard bullshit right there.
Yep.
So it seems we're going to be dealing with high gas prices for a while.
Yep.
But at least we have a president who understands your pain.
Look, I grew up in a family where if the price for a gallon of gas at the pump went up significantly, it was felt by the family. I get it. I understand.
Do you? Really? So how about you take the executive order that you did day one so we get gas back to the regular prices and we could be a net positive like we were for the last 3 years. I mean, the last 3 years before you became president. I'm just saying.
God, shut up about your fucking family. Anyway, that's it for now. Make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel, check out these videos that you may have missed, and as always, I hope to see you next time. If there is next time.
Exactly. If there's a next time. I agree with you on that one. Oh my goodness. Now you see how that it literally shows you they do not give a flying flip about you regular people. They don't. That's what you say you're going to do for gas prices and it's going up. If that's what you have done and gas prices going up, I don't want to see when you're not doing nothing at all. Because it might be maybe we do go down a little bit. Holy smokes. I'm serious. It's like, what the heck? That is just its own craziness. And then we take $30 million and give it to crack pipe to black people. So we can stop equity and all that. I say again, they lie right in front of your face, do horrible stuff right in front of your face. I'm not gonna play the clip tonight, but I had a clip because right now Joe Biden's supposed to invest the first black woman in the Supreme Court. That's what he's supposed to be. Come to find out, which I found out, the first. And remember, he was like, "Let's get rid of the filibuster." He threatened the filibuster to stop a black woman from becoming the first black woman Supreme Court justice back in the 2000s. So let me get it straight. Oh, I'm gonna do it, but you stop one and you use the filibuster as a threat. Man, you are one.
You piece of loser.
I tell you. Right on, sister. You said it correctly for me. That's what I'm thinking as well too. Holy smokes. Oh boy. That's what we got, people. That's what we got. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining again, Project Open Mic. Again, thank you guys for coming in. Remember, tomorrow we should have the side chat. Hopefully, we get all the fellas back. That's the point. Let's see what happened. But join us tomorrow around 8:30 to 9 o'clock with the Project Open side chat. It's good to be back. Hope you understand how things are going. I'm happy to, relate and, decipher and help you guys know what's going on in the world. It's crazy. Yes, yes, they literally trying to pee on you and tell you that it's rain. It sucks. It literally does sucks. But again, I want to thank you guys for giving me your time, your eyes, your ears, because I know it's needed. And I want you to be smart people to make the individual choices to help your family and friends around when you need it, because government is not the answer. No, it's not. Never was, never is, because they just mess things up more and more and more. So, again, I want to thank you guys for coming in here and helping out. We're at 210. Sorry, reading the number wrong. Again, for those now we just get higher numbers. It's cool. Hey, tell everybody that Project Open Mic is back. Again, you can go check us out and on all the usual places. But again, help us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell for when we go live to see other videos. Because again, we have the side chat. We have this show, the Project Open Mic. We have Straight No Chasers, and there might be another show added on as well. So keep an eye on that. With that said, again, in real time now, thank you for giving me your time, because I know it's infinite. I know that how hard it is. I know you guys are busy, but thank you for listening to everything that I have to say. In the comment section, basically most people just say, "Let's go, Brandon." I understand, because it's just crazy. And then people saying the same thing too. He can't shut up about his family. Can he just stop it? I can go to the comment section on its own. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I want to again thank you for that. Remember, evil comes in all shapes, colors, size, creed, heights. Make no difference. Evil's evil no matter what it is. And like I stated before, go up there and really do your own research, because again, Richard with Biden, and not even Biden, because again, it happened on Trump as well too. So what you think? But look, the rich will get rich, the poor will still fight for the scrums, and then basically us, the middle class, is gonna get kicked. It's basically getting screwed over. And I like a little, at least give me a lube job or something. The rawness is not helping me out at all. Okay, but that said, remember. Take care of yourself, then your family, then your neighbors, then your community. That's the best way to really help each other out to build a solid community in the first place. And last but not least, remember, people are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual, alright? That's what I have to say to you guys. With that said, hope you guys have a good night. I know up there in the Northeast again, snowstorms and ice and everything. Be careful out there when you're traveling. Catch us back here next week, Project Open Mic. Catch us tomorrow, of course, with side chat. And I hope you safe travels if you're traveling, and be with your family. All right. God bless y'all. God bless America. Wish you all the best in that regard. Peace out. Good night.